We got a lot to get to. We're going to begin with the battle for normal bragging rights in Big 12 baseball in our Prep Rally Game of the Week. Normal Community fell behind Normal West by a score of 3-1, but they rallied in a big way. A 6-run inning. Troy McLeese drives in Riley Hendren. Then Owen Kavanaugh's base hit drives in McLeese and ties the game 3-3. The big blow of the game. Baseball is a game of inches. Jacob O'Day drives one just past the outfielder at the wall right there. That'll drive in a couple. And Normal Community is on their way to a 9-4 win. The Ironmen have a very experienced, very deep baseball roster. A big win for NCHS.
So far, strength-wise, has definitely been us on the mound. Our pitching and defense have been really good. When we put, good plus at bats together, have been our best games. But our pitching and defense have been real consistent for us so far this year.
I mean, just looking at our starting lineup and even the dudes behind them, like you can put anybody anywhere and they'll be fine. Like they're next guy up mentality.
Normal Community, Normal West scheduled to play game 2 of that series coming up today. We'll have plenty of highlights. Now to Middle Illini baseball, where the contenders at the top of the conference many thought would be Washington and Morton, but they both lost last week, opening the door for these guys, East Peoria, to take over sole possession of first place. The Raiders sweeping 2 from Dunlap this week to go to 6-0. Ethan Krutke, their catcher, with a big blow right here. Kurt Sosnowski's been unbelievable on the mound. He pitched 9 strikeouts to get his 5th win. He's 5-0. And how about Krutke? Yeah, playing that defense. East Peoria's defense is so good. Nice tag there by Landon Hidden. East Peoria keeps making plays, and they're alone in first at 6-0.
We have next week, we've got Washington, followed by Morton, followed by Metamora, followed by Pekin. And I mean, splitting sounds attractive, but right now, being in the position we are, we feel good.
The big surprise in the Middle Illini has been Pekin. Pekin split a series with both Morton and Washington. Brandon Sieben right here drives in Nolan Ryman for Morton. Now, Morton did go to Pekin last night and beat Pekin, but in this game on Monday night, Landon Bell was terrific on the mound for Pekin, and the Schaefer boys are playing great. Nolan Schaefer right here drives one to the wall to drive in Tate Schaefer. Dragons winners at Washington last week, winners at Morton this week. Pekin's a very deep and very talented team.
I tell them almost on a daily basis that I wish I could, hit 13 guys, but unfortunately, we can't. So our 7, 8, 9 have they kind of battle every day in practice with some guys that are on the bench because we're pretty deep offensively, and that's going to help us when we get into the heart of the Middle Illini schedule here.
The Washington Panthers' 26-game Middle Illini Conference winning streak was snapped last week, but they got back on the winning track Monday at Limestone. Limestone playing well at the hot corner. Bryce Chapman with a nice play, but Washington flashing some leather as well. Watch Carter Perina, the first baseman, go back and make the over-the-shoulder difficult catch right there. Down 2-1 in the 6th when Micah McCoy, the big hit, that led to a couple of runs, tied the game, put Washington on top 3-2, and their pitcher Gavin Lawrence did the rest. The Panthers are a game back of first place, but there's pressure on being a back-to-back state Final Four team.
I think that's every team's goal going into every season. I mean, just to go where we went last year, and I think the bar set even higher just because we got a target on our back. A lot of guys want to take us down, want to beat Washington, but we're going to go out, we're going to play our hardest every single game.
Now to Middle Illini softball, where 3 top teams continue to shine and get ready to play in a big tournaments coming up this weekend. We will start our highlights with the Metamora Redbirds. Metamora winner Tuesday at Limestone. Kerrigan Hartnett here drives one to the gap, but nice catch by Limestone's Emmy Hearn. But boy, that Metamora offense puts so much pressure on you. Kennedy Nee's been hitting the ball well as a leadoff hitter, the base hit. Katie Ramage had a couple hits and a couple RBIs in this ball game. Metamora winner, they host their big Margie Wright Invitational Friday and Saturday. Meanwhile, the Washington Panthers, or actually East Peoria, will be one of the teams playing at Metamora tonight and this weekend. Tuesday, the Raiders hosting Morton. Addie Guerrero, the nice catch for the Potters. But Kiara Brown is going to drive in Gabby Lane as she hits this one over the center fielder's head for East Peoria. Then it's going to be Sophie Ravallo driving in 2 runs with this well-placed base hit. Again, East Peoria will play at Metamora this weekend in the big Margie Wright Invitational. The Washington Panthers host their annual Washington Panther Classic Friday and Saturday. The Panthers beat Dunlap on Tuesday. Carly Vaughn, their leadoff hitter with the base hit right here. Then Lauren Campomanes just gets enough of this one to drive home Bailey Herrick. And boy, Brooklyn Ogden has been terrific in the circle for Washington. Again, if you want to see some great softball, head over to the Washington Panther Classic. Some great teams are all over the state Friday and Saturday. A great small school softball matchup had Brimfield at IVC. The Ghosts strike first. Nora Conant goes the opposite way to score Katie Petrin. Petrin had 25 strikeouts in the game in the pitcher's circle, but Brimfield pitched and played defense too. Shire Minders with a great basket catch here to get out of a jam. Meanwhile, pitcher Sawyer Drury was great and got a little help here on the wild pitch. He's going to get the tag out at the plate. Brimfield wins the game in extra innings. Brimfield playing well. Last night was a rivalry night in lacrosse. Washington playing Dunlap, and boy, Washington looking good again. Kanan McQuarrie, watch this, fires this one low and hard and into the net for the goal. Later, Kanan McQuarrie is going to score again as Washington dominated this game. Washington off to a very, very good start in the lacrosse season. We'll be keeping an eye on the Panthers and all the lacrosse players.